Hello and welcome back to our channel of Launchpad. Last time we spoke about focus, what to sell, time management, and being a visionary. Now let's get into the actual running of the shows. This time we'll talk of two topics, which is at a more serious note on the hierarchy setup and team building. Let's start with the first one of hierarchy setup. Okay, what is the need of an hierarchy setup or your management setup? Well, if you don't have proper guidelines and if you are not very sure of how to go about things, it's going to be a mess. You will have too many people taking decisions. You will have too many people running around and it would create a chaos for people not knowing who would be taking what decision. It's always good to have a proper hierarchy setup where the things are very clear. Who is going to handle what and who is going to be taking what decisions. Because once these things are clear, the people who are going to take the decision and the people who require somebody to take a decision, that is down the line, they also know whom to approach for what decision. Say if there is something that is related to finance, there would be somebody from the finance department who will take a decision. So people in marketing or in sales, they know whom to approach for a financial decision. Suppose it is related to some HR issue. So they should know where to go. Who's the HR person who will take the decision for them? So that's why we need proper compartmentalization of the jobs to be done. Like for example, if you are into a manufacturing, there would be a manufacturing head. There would be who would be handling the whole process. He would be supported by a HR, personal, labor as one part. He would be supported by the technical team. He would be supported by his manufacturing down the line team. The technical would be for upgradations and major maintenance, new setups. The regular manufacturing would be for the day-to-day running. The manufacturing would further go down to maintenance department, shift departments, depending on the shift, there would be engineers, so all these people should know whom to approach for what. So that is why the clarity is very important. Now, if also during the manufacturing, there would be the finance department, which takes care of all your income and outgoing funds, allocations of funds, how to get new funds. So these departments have to be there. There has to be somebody who would be heading the department, who will have special responsibilities. The responsibilities will depend on the status, and he will not only have the responsibility, he would also have the power for decision making. He will also have a limited financial powers where he can take decisions up to a certain value of money. So all these are required. So when there are so many departments, one more thing that is required to be added is the inter-department communication. There should be a proper channel for communication. There should be a proper process on how it has to be communicated, whether in writing or verbally, and it has to be very well defined who would be communicating from one department to the other. The reason is when there are too many people talking to too many people amongst each other, the communications are lost. There may be miscommunications happening. To avoid all this, we need a proper channel for communication. It is not a person based or individual based. Today, suppose one of your top management decides to resign, manager decides to resign. If you have a proper system in place, it is easy for the new person also to come and take over. Because it is not that the person takes his decision on his whims and fancies. It has to be, there is a system, he is following that system. So it is easily replaceable. It is not man dependent. So once these systems are put in place, then the second thing comes is the people who are there in these systems. They are called as the team. So you need to build a team where you will have people from a different education background, different cultural background. So you need to have a team building process. Yes, the team needs to be built. When you see even any sports team, talk of any sports team, say cricket or football, even in cricket, which is a common thing in India, you have a batsman, you have a bowler, you have a fielder, you have a wicket keeper. So they need to be brought into one unit. So even in football, say hockey, there is a forward, there is a midfield, there is a back, there is a defense, there is a goalkeeper. So all of them need to think and plan as a unit, play as a unit. So like the same thing, when you are building a team, you'll have people with good education background, you'll have people who have great experience. I would choose a person depending on his attitude. If a person is well educated, who has got a lot of experience, but he doesn't have the attitude to work as a team, it's not possible to develop a team. I would prefer a fresher. I wouldn't mind working with the new talent, but who have an attitude to grow, who have an attitude to learn. When you go from one organization to another, there is a cultural difference in the style of working, in the management style, everything there is a difference. So if you don't have that attitude to adapt, to understand the culture first, to go into the grassroots of that organization's culture. So if there is an attitude of learning, growing, understanding, which is required, once that is there, then we can develop the knowledge. The person can be taught on how to grow, technical things can be taught. That's not a major thing. Attitude has to be there. So once that attitude is there, I think the person can really be a part of the team. You need to have an open communication with your team. Open communication is not a single channel or one-way communication. It has to be both the ways. You need to explain to them what is expected, and you need to listen to them. What are the hurdles that they are facing, or what is the mindset that is blocking the acceptance of what you have offered. So that two-way communication has to be there. Okay, once you have got a team, you need to know their strength, their weakness. Depending on the strength and weakness, you start delegating the work to them. And once you delegate the work, like I said in the last time also, don't go in for micromanagement. You delegate the work, take the feedback, support where is required, and let them do their work. If you try to micromanage, you will not have time to do your work. You will be more or less doing their work rather than doing what you are supposed to be there. Okay, once the work you have delegated, which has been done as per your satisfaction, there has to be rewards and recognitions. Incentives have to go out. So these are the small things which boost the morale of the team. Incentivize them. Remember that a very simple thing is remembering birthdays of anniversaries of your team members. At least birthdays of the members can be celebrated. It is not much of a expense or anything, but it gives a lot of bonding with the team. It helps a lot, big amount of bonding happens. More than what you expect, you can get the returns. So these are small things that we need to take care as a team. Once you have a team, once you have developed a bond, trust will automatically come in. They will start trusting you, you start trusting them. Once the trust is formed, stay true to the trust. Yes, there may be times where the trust will be tested, but don't let them down. Don't let your team down. That is the most important thing. You stand up for your team, even if there is a mistake on their side. As a leader, you need to stand up for them. And once you stand up for them, they are ready to give you more than 100% of what they are expected to. I can guarantee this. I have done this. The last but the important point in team building is a discipline. Certain disciplines need to be put in place no matter what. You are running an organization. So as an organization head or an owner, you need to have certain disciplines like your timings. Yes, flexibility can happen on one-to-one basis, but you cannot give a blanket approvals for everything. Amount of leaves, yes, those are all whatever is required is required. Discipline has to be there. Without discipline, nothing can go on. These are the few things that will definitely help in team building and the growth of the organization depends on the team. The better the team you have, the more the chances of success are. So with this, let me thank you all for watching our videos and subscribing to our videos, and let me wish you all the best for this business that you would like to enter. Thank you.